Good morning, friends, and welcome back. Well, you may be guessing what I'm about to make just by the ingredients that you see in front of me here. It's obviously fall here in New England, and 'tis the season for pumpkin spice. So I have decided this morning I am going to make my own pumpkin spice creamer for coffees. Now, I will say typically I drink my coffee black, or I do like it with some organic milk that I get from a local farmer. Sometimes I add that almost like as an extra treat. I'm not typically one that goes out and gets all of the sugary drinks. To be honest, I prefer to eat my calories, not drink them. But it is getting cooler here in New Hampshire, so I don't know. I thought this morning it would just taste good having that extra little spicy sweetness in my coffee as a special treat. So it's really quite easy to make your own. And as you know, if you go to a cafe or a coffee shop, these specialty drinks, they're very popular, but they have gotten to be quite expensive. So I am going to make my own with the ingredients you see in front of me here, and at a very affordable price, because quite honestly, everything is something that I've already had in my refrigerator or cupboard. Now, one thing I am going to add is cardamom, and the reason for that, several years ago, I was in a little cafe in Exeter, New Hampshire. Side note, beautiful, lovely little town. If you haven't been, add that one to your list. It's just adorable. Anyway, we went to this little cafe and I had gotten hot chocolate. It was like a cold day in January. They put cardamom in it, and oh my goodness, it was so good. And ever since then, I've always thought of that as a New England hot chocolate. Now, I know that's not true, but in my world it is. So I'm going to add a little dash of my New England spice to my pumpkin creamer. And we're going to make this a New England pumpkin spice latte. Okay, so let's get started. So I've already added in half a cup of my creamer, and I'm going to put in the other half cup. Now, like I said, typically if I was not out of it, I would use my organic milk that I get from a local farmer. However, this is what I had in the refrigerator. I was out of the other, and this is a New England brand for sure, Hood. So we're going to put that in. And now I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling, but the actual pumpkin. And now you can add 1 to 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I'm going to do 1. I don't typically like sweet coffee drinks. I'm adding this merely for the flavor. So I'm just going to do the 1. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of my pumpkin pie spice. Obviously, you don't need to be exact. If you want a little more spice, that's perfectly fine. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of the vanilla. And then, like I said, my little secret ingredient, I'm just going to add just a dash of that. Just a tiny bit. I don't know, maybe a tiny bit more. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we are going to heat and whisk. Okay, so you just whisk that together. Basically, you're just combining and warming it up to add to your coffee or whatever drink you choose to add this to. Now I'll just use the rest of my pumpkin for some muffins I'm actually going to make later. So I don't need to keep filming this because it's a little noisy, but I'll show you once I have it to the state I want it to be in. Now it's taken no time at all to heat up and warm up. It smells so warming and calming, and it just smells like fall in my kitchen right now. So I have decided, though, I want to froth a little. So I'm going to use my frother here. So I poured some of my hot coffee into my little autumn cup. It's a Susan Branch cup. It has the painted flowers on the handle. It has the cute little squirrel with the leaves and sunflowers. It says counting our blessings. And then on the back, it says autumn. Catch a leaf in midair, make a wish, kiss it and toss it into the wind. Susan Branch. So that is going to be my little pumpkin latte cup. And as you can see, it has foamed up. And we're just going to add a little topper to our coffee. And there we go. We're just going to add a little dash of cinnamon on top to make it a little more pretty. And there's our little pumpkin spice latte at a fraction of the price. And let me taste it. Let's see how it is. Oh, it's very, very good. Very warm in the tummy for sure. It is not super sweet. Like I said, I only put in 1/4 teaspoon of maple syrup. If you like a more sweet coffee, then add, half a teaspoon, or, however sweet you like it. You do you. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I will say it's a special treat on this cool fall morning here in New England. Now this is how much I had left, and I'm just putting that into a jar. I'm going to let it cool. Now I had a latte and my daughter Emily had one also, so 2 cups. And this is what I have left from the recipe that I'm giving you. And I will just let that cool, put that in the refrigerator, and we'll have another one maybe tomorrow morning. So, but if it's just you, it will get you probably at least 2 or 3 days worth of creamer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this cozy little recipe. Okay, here's the before. We are going to take the door off. As you can see, the stripping has started. We did have some water damage here. So we are going to, we that being Mark, we are going to strip it and put some wood bonding or wood bondo on it and repaint. So here's the before. I have had a few of you ask the colors that we used on the house. Now, to be quite honest, what we did is we took in
a chip off of the old paint of the house, and we just took that to our local paint store and had them match the trim color and the house color for us. However, the door color I did change just a tiny bit. I darkened it up a little, and the name of that color is Dinner Party by Benjamin Moore. Now you'll see here where Mark used Bondo to repair the rot in the door. It's a great product. It's made by 3M. You can find it at pretty much any hardware store. It covers great. However, we do recommend you use it in a ventilated area and wear a mask.
And here she is, all complete. A lot of work, but oh, so worth it. Just looks so much better. And here's a close-up of the door. Now, if you notice a difference, this right there, that used to be red, the same color as the door, and we chose to paint it the same color as all of the trim. 1796, the year our house was built. I have my pumpkins on top. And like I said, here's the door with all of her repairs. Here's the stoop. And with a little New England leaf on there. Stoop came out a little darker than we were hoping, but it just looks so nice. So I just wanted to show you the finished product. You can see the pumpkins a little better up there. There you go. And this, this is why we don't buy our mums too early. Look, mine are already gone. Luckily, they were not expensive, but yeah, it's a bummer.
My friend Wanda and I decided to go for a little hike this week, and we decided to do this trail because it's a fairly easy trail. There are some inclines because you are going up a mountain. It's a small mountain for New Hampshire, but it's just so pretty. And because you're above some of the trees, you get a different perspective of the fall foliage. It really is pretty. I will say though, I think because of all of the rain we had this summer, the color just is not as vibrant this year as it has been the past several years that we have lived here. It's still pretty, don't get me wrong, but just not as vibrant. And you'll see here there are, especially around the lake, there are a lot of evergreens or pines, so obviously you're not getting the color there, but it was a beautiful day for a hike and we truly enjoyed ourselves. Now, as we were walking along, we spotted this little rock. It's a painted rock. It's just so cute. And I'll show you what it says on the back. So we did take it, and I am going to hide it for my little great niece who is coming in a couple of weeks for her to find in our woods. And then she can take it and hide it again. I would like to take this time to welcome all of my new subscribers. There's quite a few of you, and I just wanted to say thank you for joining us here at My New England Story. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and I'm asking one thing of you for this week. Take the time to do something special for you, even if it's just making a pumpkin spice latte.